Do y'all got a bitch in y'all life that's straight moody, always going through mood swings? Or maybe the bitch going through menopause. Maybe that bitch is you. Well, if it is, baby, you need to get her some of this Blossom, honey. Blossom is a blended ingredient specially formulated to support healthy hormone levels, promote a healthy appetite, and leave you feeling ready for the world. That's right. Always supports healthy skin and improved mood. Y'all drop down in the description box and click the link to get the favorite lady in your life some of this Blossom so she can get her attitude together before we have to whoop her ass. Trust me, I know. You are sick and tired of your own damn kids. Considering the fact that they've had this extended summer. They've been out of school since the top part of the year. But the question still remains. With cases of COVID spiking through the roof in places like Florida, Georgia, and other big cities, with there not being a cure as of yet, and hospitals and health systems being overran, are you sending your children back to school this fall with all this COVID in the air and flu season around the corner? Let's talk about it. Nestle girl. First of all, before I ask you how you doing, how is your blood pressure doing, considering the fact that you've been a summer camp counselor, a Sunday school counselor, a mommy, and a teacher for all these doggone months, and there seems to be no light at the end of the tunnel? Is it me? Is it me? Or is our nation still torn as to what it is we gonna do with these children when the schools start back? Now, I have heard from different parents. I got friends that live in different cities, different counties across the U.S. Some school systems are saying they are opening up and the kids will be going back full time. Others saying that they're offering virtual school. Some saying that they're doing a virtual hybrid situation where you go in a couple of days, you go home a couple of days. But I want to talk to y'all and talk about what it is we're going to do with these children, and are you feeling safe with sending yours? Now, here down in Florida, here's the gag, right? The thing that got me down here in Miami-Dade County is that these hoes had a meeting about whether they gonna send the kids back to school full time or not, and it was a virtual meeting. The fact that y'all ass don't feel safe enough to have the damn meeting in person about whether my children should go back to school full time is indicative of the fact that maybe it's not safe for them to go. When I went down to Florida State University and got my degree in economics, I promise you, them people didn't teach me shit about epidemiology. But I've been around enough to know that dreams don't turn to gold. Dreams don't turn to gold, baby. And while we got dreams of sending these children back to school, who in the hell feels comfortable with this? For me, it's not even a matter of, let me back up. I was going to say it's not a matter of comfort. Let's explore the first option, sending the children back to school full time. In a perfect world, that would be exactly what it is we would do. But then, that being said, what kind of safety precautions and measures are going to be taken and put in place to consider that children, aka these walking petri dishes, do not A, infect one another, and B, bring that shit back home and infect entire families, and parents go back to work, and before you know it, we just got all these cases going through the roof again. Children are walking petri dishes, especially young children. I saw some suggestions from the CDC that was saying, you know, with kids, they're recommending 6 feet apart, social distancing, half classroom sizes, no shared supplies, and just all these other guidelines. But I am here to say this. For anybody who lives in a big city, and particularly in an inner city, we already understand that overcrowding in the classrooms is an issue on a normal day. So how in the hell, when you already got 37, 45 kids in one class, that you are now going to reduce those numbers in half and spread those children out when there already isn't room when we're operating under normal circumstances? So for me, the thought of sending the children back That's just a little scary for me. Also, as a teacher, who in the hell wants to walk into a school building and be confined in a room with 30, 20 something students every day in and out for an entire school year? I am sorry. But as a teacher, if your ass don't have COVID and or the antibodies before you get to work, trust and believe by the end of the semester you will. When you talk about, let's just say they reduce class sizes down to 20 students. You got 20 students in a class, that's 20 different households. In each household, let's just say the average household is 4 to 5 people. You got 4 to 5 people living 4 to 5 different lives, bringing 4 to 5 different experiences into that household on that one child that's then going to come back and put that shit in the classroom and potentially disrupt everybody else's petri dish and throw off their pH balance and have everybody in there smelling like fish. Pussy all big and wet, looking good and shit, smelling like dead fish. That's a little trick, daddy, for all the young hoes that don't understand. The Miami girls know about that. So that just to me doesn't seem like the most feasible or health conscious answer. Then we talk about this whole hybrid versus virtual situation. And I think I'm going to lump the conversation for those two in the same box because my concerns are the same. Unfortunately, more people than not have jobs that are not able to be worked remotely. And again, I'm talking more about people who have skill-based jobs, jobs that you get paid for what you do, not what you know. Frontline workers, construction, cooks, chefs, bus drivers, garbage men, you know, people of that nature. They do not have the luxury of staying home. So if these kids are to do virtual school, who's supposed to stay home and watch them? Like, this creates a major obstacle for parents, especially those that don't have a support system. Who is supposed to stay home and watch these children? Folks gotta work. Now, I did hear some rumblings on the internet, and this is not from an official source. It's just somebody who was throwing some ideas out, and they were saying, and able to help with the social distancing and the classroom size issue, maybe we can take the younger children, meaning the elementary and the junior high school children, put them in the high schools, since the high schools seem to be bigger and have more square footage, they can spread out. Let the high school age students stay home and do virtual school. You know, now listen, if push comes to shove, I do think that this is a good solution. However, kids today are not like kids in prior generations where you can leave 15-year-olds home. I don't think that many parents out there, especially the ones that are non-black, would be comfortable with leaving their kids home. See, black people, especially working class black people, we used to leaving our kids home at 13, 14, 15 and tell them, don't you open my damn door and don't you play with that stove for some peanut butter and jelly in there if you get hungry, or make you a hot dog. Because what? Work ain't honest, but it pays the bills. Bitch, I ain't got no money for aftercare. It ain't nobody to watch y'all. School get out at 2:30 and I don't get off of work until 6. I was a latchkey kid. I was walking home since 3rd grade. I was walking home with a key, letting myself in and doing what I had to do. However, when I was in school, there was not as much trouble for kids to get into, especially with communication-wise, communicating with adults. Other kids come around my house, my mama not home, come around here and rape me, play all in between my legs and in my butt, Mr. Fortnite man on the other end of this video game while my mama at work because she don't get home at about 6:20. You know, it's one thing to leave your kid home on a sick day, you know, a day here, a day there. It's another to be fully committed to leaving your teenage kid home for a week on end for an entire school year. And let's face it, being mischievous, getting into stuff, lying, taking risks, doing things that may jeopardize your safety, future, and freedom are all things that teenagers do. It is a part of being a teenager. So I'm not sure how practical that idea is and how many parents would be comfortable with leaving their teenage child at home for the school week. Going back to the virtual go a couple days, stay home a couple days, it still poses the same problem for the parent. Who is going to watch this child? Now, in a perfect world, everybody would have a 2-parent household, and between those 2 parents and their 2 jobs, they could do this master coordinating effort where one week one parent is home on the 2 days or a couple of days that the child is home, and the other week the other parent can do it. But let's face it, that is not everybody's situation. Let's just take that single mother, that single father, that's a frontline worker. They rely on school for child care. Everybody doesn't have a retired grandparent, a disabled aunt or uncle that's working that can watch the kids. And even if they did, who's to say they want to watch them? I understand that we are in a conundrum and that these kids have got to go back to school. But I'm going to be honest with you. I personally think the answer is to leave things as they are right now until we figure out a sustainable plan that will work for everybody and just not the few people who are privileged enough to be able to jump in between virtual versus non-virtual, this, that, and the third. Not to mention for those of us that do have work at home jobs, and a lot of my people who have kids, a lot of you guys, and my sister included, was like that virtual school was extremely difficult because they thought that their children were going to be able to sit in front of the computer and just do their work. And my sister told me after being a nurse standing on her feet all day, she had to then come home and be a teacher because it just was not that simple for her kids, elementary school age kids, to be able to sit in front of their computer and do what it is they needed to do. Quiet as it's kept, and y'all gonna laugh at me, my vote is just to continue to get their ass an extended summer. You know what I'm saying? In the grand scheme of life, 1 year ain't gonna kill these damn kids. Continue to give their ass an extended summer until y'all figure out what the hell is going on. If y'all don't find a COVID vaccine soon, at least find us a COVID vitamin. At least find us something that we can pop that'll get us through it. You know what I'm saying? It may not cure it, but it can get us through it. Because I can assure you, if you send your children to school on a daily basis, everybody in your house is going to come back positive for COVID. There is just no way around it. Listen, you got grown people that can't even wipe their ass good. The average grown man walking around here got shit marks in his drawers. Okay, if you can't trust a grown person to clean their ass and their body and their hands and everything good, then how the hell you expect children to walk around and just not be children? I don't give a damn if they're high school age. They trade folders. The kids still trade pencils and erasers. Quiet as it's kept, knowing these new modern kids with all these devices, they probably don't even use pencils and erasers. Do the kids still hand their paper? I don't know. But y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all are hearing in y'all's municipalities about sending these kids back to school. And what are your takes? Are you comfortable sending your kids back to school? And if not, why and why so? Does hybrid work for you? What are y'all counties talking about? Let's caucus as parents, as a village, as uncles and aunts and find out what the fuck going on. I'll call y'all later. Bam!